Hi, and welcome everybody to the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast, the most popular, well, I should say the most popular and growing in popularity show on the internet today. I'm Ross Benjamin. As always on Fridays, I'm joined by Chip Chirimbus of the aplay.com. Chipper is in sunny Las Vegas. Chipper, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. And you know what? I always told you how great the weather was in Florida. It's even better in Las Vegas. I don't know what I was doing down there, but I'm happy to be here. You know, we had to deal with the humidity in Florida, but
yes.
And speaking about things heating up, our NBA selections and Major League Baseball are on a run right now. So pretty happy about that, Ross.
Yeah, the weather is not heating up here a lot, but it's in the 60s, but I certainly am. So that's good news for both of us. Again, Chipper, we saw the 2 days of play-in games. We're going to have some more play-in games tomorrow, but we're going to be covering 2 games on Saturday in the NBA playoffs. But what's your take so far? What you saw in the first 2 days of the I guess it's not technically the postseason, but in my mind it is.
You know, I'm still confused as how they run this play-in. You know, I mean, 7 and 8 play. I think the first one that wins, they're in, and then the loser plays the winner. I'm not quite sure how it works, but I guess they're having fun with it. It wasn't bad. I mean, Memphis certainly looked good. Their game against Charlotte Atlanta played Charlotte, but Memphis came out and was still. They look like the team to beat right now, Ross. They really do. They have the second best record in the NBA, and I know Phoenix is Phoenix, and if you have a Chris Paul, you always have a chance at that team blowing. So, Memphis might be a player.
Yeah, Memphis I don't know if they're underrated at this point because they're the number 2 overall seed in the West, and they've been locked into that position for a while. But you can make a case going down the stretch, and especially when Ja Morant was healthy. What a highlight reel he is to watch. Very entertaining player that you can make a case down the stretch. They're just as good, if not better than Phoenix. So, yeah, I mean, I would look forward to the fact if they ever got down to the Western Finals and those 2 teams played. Yeah, that's the way this play-in is 7 versus 8, 9 versus 10. Whoever wins the 7-8 game is automatically in, and they qualify as a number 7 seed, and they played a number 2 seed. And then the loser of that game plays the winner of the 9 versus 10. So that's how that goes. You know what? It makes for some pretty entertaining basketball. It keeps more teams alive down the stretch, which also creates interest as well. So I'm all for it, Chip, to be honest with you.
Well, I wish it was 2 out of 3. Really, give us more games to work with, instead of having that one game and out. I mean, let's make it a little more interesting on our end where we can actually, hedge your bets and use some action. So, unfortunately, one game sort of bothers me, but I like the idea of what they're doing now that you explain it to me and I understand what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, the 9 versus 10. Or, in prior years up to last year, those teams aren't even making the playoffs.
Right. So they have to win 2 games. 9 and 10 have to win 2. 7 and 8 have to win 1.
So I have no problem whoever loses that game's out because they're lucky they're there. But, they're beneficiaries of the new format. So in any event, Chipper, 4 games going on Saturday. 2 of them we're going to discuss. And you're looking at the Minnesota at Memphis game, and right now the Memphis Grizzlies are a 7-point favorite. The total in that game is 233.5. Looking at that total, Chip, before you get to your analysis,
Russ, for the most part, NBA playoff games play well to the under. I think almost all gone under so far. I think. And yet here we have Minnesota playing Memphis.
Let me just add this. I wanted to say this first. All right, NBA playoff games since 1991 with totals of 230 or more, only 1.26% of those games have had a total of 230 or more. That's how rare they are. Anyway, go ahead, which goes hand in hand with what you're saying.
Well, what we have here is the 2 highest scoring teams in the NBA. Minnesota actually led the NBA in scoring points per game, 115.9, and Memphis was right behind them. They're second at 115.5. This Minnesota team we've seen with Anthony Edwards and the way they're playing with Karl Anthony Towns, they're really formidable. They had a great year this year. And guess what, Ross? to the total in 80 regular season games. They went over 50 times, and they're 36-16 to the over on the road. So this team likes to score. They like to run and move the ball up the court. And we've seen what Memphis can do. We've seen how fast they are, how quick they are. They've gone to the over 43 times out of 81 games. And I just see this being a high scoring game in spite of what the, all the results that we've had and what happens in the playoffs each and every season. As a matter of fact, Memphis is 11-1 to the over on the road in their last 12. And the over overall for Minnesota's 41. You can't go any other way. With 3 days rest, and that's what Memphis has right here, they're 16-5 over. So I think these teams are going to run more. And, it's a tough one here, Ross, because for the most part, these playoff games just don't get into being shooting and shootout matchups. These teams finally decide they're going to play defense, and they do it during the playoffs. But I'm going to play Minnesota 232.5, I think it was. I'm playing Minnesota and Memphis over.
Yeah. So Minnesota, Memphis over. I got 233.5, but
okay,
the 232.5, if that's what you have, that's fine. So your bet's in at 232.5, and that's what we're going to use. You're going to be bucking a trend here, Chip. And
I imagine.
I don't mean to be the devil's advocate, but underdogs of 8 or less in the playoffs with a total of in the 230s have gone 8-0 to the under since 91, including last night's game between Atlanta and Charlotte. But hey, man, like you said, streaks are meant to be broken, and that certainly qualifies as a game that looks highly entertaining. I'd be surprised if it's anything less. Usually when that happens, we see high scoring games. But anyway, I'm going to take a look at the Utah and Dallas game. This game opened with Dallas being a 3-point favorite. Since that time, they are now a 5-point underdog. And no, it's not a big line move because of money. It's because Luka Doncic has been ruled out of this game, and all he has done this year is average 28 points a game, 9.1 rebounds a game, 8.7 assists a game, almost average a triple double. Down the stretch, he was incredible, right, Chip? I mean,
incredible numbers. They really are.
Yeah.
The assists really impressed me too. You can anticipate the rebounds, but 28 points and 8, 9 assists. That's a tremendous job. That really is.
Well, he is the point guard, and but in any event, you're right. I mean, he's averaging almost a triple double, which anytime anybody does that, it's not a center or a power forward or something like that. It's always worth noting. So the line has been adjusted accordingly. Okay. They're telling you not so many words that Doncic is worth 8 points. Look, the guy's a former MVP, one of the top 5 players in the NBA right now. So that certainly warrants that line move. And, here's the thing for me, Utah has lost 10 of their last 12 on the road, and also 0-7 straight up in ATS in their last 7 on the road when facing a team with a winning record, which obviously Dallas has. So that doesn't bode well, even with Doncic out, to me, in terms of laying points on the road in the playoffs. This is also a Dallas team that shot 51.3% or better in 7 of their last 8 games. This just in, Luka Doncic does not take all the shots. So yes, he sets a lot of these guys up, but this is a team that's really executing with a high degree of efficiency on offense. And, Chip, I've always lived by this rule when it comes to sports betting. Whenever a team loses a star player, a key player, or it always seems to affect them in the long term. But in the short term, it never ceases to amaze me how many times role players step up when a player goes out, and especially if they're playing at home and have the emotion of the home crowd behind them. And I think that's exactly what's going to occur here. Now, it's going to be a big loss with Luka Doncic out, but I just think that Dallas is going to step up, especially if we're getting 5 points. We don't need to win the game. All we need to do is keep this close. It wouldn't shock me if they won outright. And if he's out for any prolonged period of time, they're going to have a difficulty winning the series. Make no mistake about it. But I'm just focusing on game 1 here. I'm going to take the Dallas Mavericks +5 at home against Utah. Chip Chirimbus likes Minnesota and Memphis over 232.5. Chipper, you said you were hot earlier. Well, tell the folks how hot.
Well, before I do, I'd like to validate your
Sure,
point in the
okay.
fact that when a team loses a big star,
Yeah.
Look what Memphis did without Ja Morant. I mean, they went 23-2 or 23-3. I think they finally lost the game without him, but that's incredible. So, they sort of rally around, excuse me, Ross, they rally around the lamppost when that happens. These guys get together and they try and make up for the loss of their star player. But what I'm doing out here right now, I'm 3-2 with my megabuck plays in Major League Baseball. We're plus $100 and something. Like you said, Ross, we don't lay big favorites. We take small favorites and some underdogs out there. So I'm kind of pleased with that. But the NBA has been absolutely outrageous for it. Now 28-15 with our last 43 at 66%. And I have another big game winner on Saturday without a doubt. So log on, follow the buy links at chipwins.com and get your NBA A-play winner.
Chipwins.com. That's where you'll find this guy's best plays, premium pay selections. Now that 28-15 in the NBA, that's your megabucks plays or overall?
Yeah, that's the megabucks. And, we've been hitting a few totals now that the playoffs have started because we like to give three sides out in a day. So that we'll have a decision. We're either going to win or not to win. 2-1 yesterday and 2-1 the first day. So I'm really happy about what's going on right now.
Great job, buddy. Great job. That's chipwins.com. Mr. Chip Chirimbus, he's been around for a very long time. You don't last this long in this business unless you're successful. Speaking of successful, I've been around for 20 years, not quite as long, but my NBA 7-2 right now with the last 9. I cashed in on both of my play-in selections. Tuesday night, I had the Minnesota Timberwolves. I laid the points with them. Last night, one play, New Orleans, laid the points with them, cashed in. NBA money line picks, same as the last video, same record with the NBA money line picks because I haven't given any out yet. 12-0 this year with my NBA money line picks. I should say I haven't given any out since our last viewing. And also going back to last year, 19-1 with my last 20 NBA money line picks. And folks, none of those picks have exceeded -135. Couple in the underdog sprinkled in there as well. So you want to keep an eye on that. In Major League Baseball, 6-3 with my last 9 this year. Major League Baseball top place since the start of last year, equivalent of Chipper's Megabucks plays. 10-star top place, 44-23 since the start of last season at 66.5% or 65.6%. And that includes 2-0 this year. And my Major League money line 10-star top plays dating back all the way back to May 11th of 2018, 50-23, folks. And that's 68%. And I do not give out big chalks like Chipper alluded to earlier. That's not how we make our living. That's not how we make our bets. And we certainly don't give that out to clients. If you want to do that, you could do it on your own. Or there's a lot of amateurs out there that like to build up their win percentage and not worry about how much they're losing you when they lose a game and try to buy a loaf of bread with a 60% win percentage, but you're down $5,000 after 100 plays. Anyway, Chip, any final thoughts before we leave?
No, I just think they should give us a call or log on to our sites if they'd like to win through the playoffs. We've always done well this time of the year. You know, and so I just think we're there for them right now, and we're providing good service. So,
Chip
be a
wins.
winner, just give us a call.
Chipwins.com or the aplay.com. His phone number is pasted right there on the top of the page. My site is rbwins.com, folks. Right now, if you haven't registered at my site, if you're a new registrant, I'm going to give you a $100 sign-up bonus, which will go right into your account automatically. And you can use that any which way you like for any future purchases. Also, I guarantee my daily single game and multi-game packages. If you lose, I'm going to replace that money into your account with exactly the amount of your purchase. So a lot of good things happening. Chipwins.com, rbwins.com. Until the next time, folks, good luck and God bless.